Blofeld subscribers. I know they couldn't wait for the Easter egg special. I know it's been a minute, but this is like a quality control type of talk here, because we're going to get into quality control of this Blofeld box, because you know this box is bad. This is like the baddest of the baddest boxes for the bang for the buck and everything else under the sun. But you're probably looking at, why does it say wavetable with Thorn? That's not even a wavetable. That's an oscillator. You just have to load it in as a wavetable. And I got some Sysex kits that I'm about to put up that you guys can get. You're gonna have to get this program though. Let's get some spinning action, and I'll hold on, let me go to global first. Before I do that, you're gonna need a program called Midi Gox. I'm gonna zoom in. This Blofeld's gonna need to set to MIDI channel 1, and you're gonna need to turn a control on Sysex to receive these data for wavetables and all that. So this is how you do it. You go to the global for menu, and then you go to MIDI, and then you get to that, you know what I'm saying? Go to control send, turn it to Sysex, make sure your MIDI channel's on 1. Now let me spin this camera. Alright, let me zoom out. This is the program right here that you're going to need to download. It's called Midi Gox. Alright, there's nothing really to it. It's just like a program that allows your Blofeld to communicate with the software, and you can drag and drop stuff into your Blofeld. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can get a view. You know this camera sucks. I'm gonna bash it. I'm gonna get that new camera soon enough. Look, Midi Gox. Okay. Now what you do is you could pull up like a clipboard, and the clipboard is basically, you can only load one thing at a time, one file at a time into this. I don't know why it's so like dinosaur like. So say that's the one I want to do. You go to Sysex up here on a clipboard or scratch pad, excuse me. Go to Sysex and go to your configure. Make sure your low level input buffers are at 256 and your low level output buffers are at 512. And leave everything here the same, like the 200 milliseconds delay after all that bullshit. Leave all that the same and just hit OK. And make sure that when you do this mini device stuff, you make sure that your Blofeld, let me move this over. You make sure that your Blofeld is in Sysex mode, USB to your PC. You click this, you click that, click this, click that too. Hit OK. Now it's connected. And what you do is you go to command window, and then you send Sysex file to the Blofeld, and there you get your wavetable or your custom oscillator. Because see, this is the thing, I'm now creating oscillators on the Blofeld, and we're going to take things way to a deeper level. Like I know I showed you guys grain synthesis on how to hack it, but I can give you grain oscillators. The reason why this is changed from just Blofeld hacks to quality control, it's like hacks and quality controls. I'm going to show you how to do custom oscillators, but this is the packs I'm putting up. I'm making you guys some custom oscillators. All you have to do is install this Midi Gox program and drag drop them, you know, to the Blofeld, and there will be in numeric order. It goes from slots. Here's the program. Wavetable slot goes from 80 to 118. So in each pack, it'll have that many. It'll have every slot. So you just drag, drop, load it. And these custom made oscillators, like this is an example right here. Here's one of them. Here's a custom made one, but this was some fuckery. So I'll go to new wavetable, and I'll bring in one for examples. I'm working on some sinusoidal stuff. Let's load in sine Thorn. Check that out. This is an oscillator. And the reason why this is called quality control is because I found a lot of fraudulent on the virus. You know what I mean? I found a lot of fraudulence within the wavetable index and a lot of stuff like that. And I'm not trying to say I'm putting the Blofeld under scrutiny by any means necessary, but since it's quality control, you might as well check for certain things. And the Blofeld is not fraudulent at all. In fact, it is, like the manual would want to say, nearly inexhaustible. I might want to quote that. I actually might want to quote that, because of just for this reason. Now, that's just an example. That is sine Thorn. Now, I can't get into the mechanics of this program here in this episode because we're not here to really do that. This is the Easter egg special. I've got some stuff designed for you guys. These aren't patches. These are things that you guys can find. You'll be able to have a lot of movement within the sound with some FM. We're going to discuss silent FM, because you take a live oscillator and then you make a silent oscillator with no volume. Take oscillator 1, for example. It has full volume. You take oscillator 2 that has no volume at all, but you make oscillator 2 the FM source. When you do it with custom oscillators, you get a crazy texture. There's tons of movement and sound just with a little bit of detune on the oscillator section. Now, let's load this one up. 1, 2. The reason why it's 1, 2 is because it's 2 cycles. 1 and 2. Now, you would want to say, like, oh, well, if you change it, is it going to sound like, as you stretch it out? No, it sounds completely different on each one. I've already tested it out, and I'll show you guys that here in a minute. We load the 1/4. 4 cycles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the Thorns. Now, I have odd waves. Well, they're not waves. They're actually oscillators, because they don't change. These are the same the whole way through. It's like a barn. And this looks like the barn if it got flipped over by a tornado, or maybe a mountain. I don't know. But you see the spectrum. I'll load in a grain table oscillator. For example, it looks like spray paint. 99 random grains. Look at the index. On the axis virus, the grain table it's just like oscillator, just done like this. That's all it was. You could do that on a Blofeld, but note, it will eat up processing. Let's load another one in. 100 grain. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm going to display these sounds here in a second. I just want to show you guys, because there's things that you need to be seeing here. Here's some voltage. Let's bring it down. It's voltage. Definitely sounds crazy. I don't have all these loaded into the Blofeld. I have random ones loaded in, so they're going to different slots. And this was just a folder that I just randomly pulled up. I have other ones pulled up too. Signage comb. Let's see. There's comb saw. Look at that. A Unipolar Oscillator. This is the whole thing all the way through. And the more cycles you have, or the less cycles that you have, it sounds different as you put it on different footages. Let's load up a Sharp Sue. Look at that. And look at the harmonic spectrum. You see that? Triangle grain. There's a lot of different stuff that I got on here. Let's bring some other stuff in. Oops. Look at that. Triangles with spikes on them. 4 cycle. Alright. Enough show and tell with the graphs. Let's get into some play. Let's bring some stuff in. So, for this example, zoom out a bit. Stupid ass camera. All right, for this example, we have a sine wave as the main waveforms. We're gonna try to keep processing low. We have everything's bypassed. There's no modulation. There's nothing going on. Now this is O Thorn, so the sine Thorn. I showed you what that looked like. You just can't see the waveform. That'd be handy if you could see the waveforms in here. I wish they would let you do that. I hope they update that in the OS. I thought that's what the new update was, the 125, but I don't assume shit. So this is a custom oscillator. Now, let's turn to 1, 2. This is 2 cycles. This is what it sounds like. It changes. Let me move this around. 2 cycles. I'll turn it back to 1. And see, that's how the Blofeld is non-fraudulent, because you would want to think, because of the different cycles of these oscillators, is it moving it to, is it stretching it down? Oh, it's just this and that. No, we've already codexed that. I've already shown you that, and you'll see in the book as it's coming out, because I've been working on it heavily hard. I know you guys probably think I've been toying around with the virus. Yeah, I was Johnny-ing with it. It was cool. It was my little hoe for a minute, but I don't fuck with that broad. I'm telling you that. That's why she ain't here. You know what I'm saying? This is the top box, and I'm going to expose why. It's non-fraudulent. It is nearly inexhaustible. It just needs more processing power. And my man Johnny B. Good said you could somehow sync 2 of these together and extend the processing, the desktops. But he said you need a processor plus type of dip. So we've got to try to get into that. I'm going to look into that. However, let's look into some sounds and explore this shit. So on 16. You would think, since the 0 Thorn, you would think it's 0 Thorn, okay, because it's only 2 cycles. The 16 has made it 1 or whatnot, because you moved it out of 8. As it comes in, it goes down by the cycle. It does, but it's not like how you think. See? I know what you're thinking. Is it doing this? It's not. It doesn't stretch it like you think. It's different textures each time. Now I have other ones. I have forks. It's atrocious until you get it tuned up. My crease. My crew.
They're flying around.
My creek.
1, 2, 3.
Coming by to hear the orchestration of this demonstration. Yeah, I got a lot of different oscillators in here that I was loading in. I mean, these were experimental, but the Thorn ones actually aren't. I'm gonna actually make a kit for you guys, and it's gonna consist of sine waves with some additive shit to it that you're not going to understand until you start getting into the synthesizer and playing with it, because that's what this one's all about, man. This box is all about play. You get into it and you mess around with it. This program is extremely hard. I don't know who knows how to actually use it and understands it and comprehends it fully. I have learn to comprehend it in a couple weeks. So it's like, I don't know. It's still confusing, but I'm trying to make it more disambiguous to myself. And it's really tough, but I'm trying to bring you guys something else so you can open up more hidden potentials in this box. So let's go to 99 grains. Let's bring some grain action in. Actually, that's probably back here. Excuse me. I got a diamond cutter. There's sharp saws you see. Let me zoom it in. Probably can't see this dumbass camera. There's sharp saws in there. Diamond cutters in there. Slanted clippers. There's 32 comb. You're probably like, what is a 32 comb? Well, it's actually 32 spikes that just go up. And they're like almost like triangles. I wish I could show it to you. I could pull it up, but it's just like a rough endeavor right now because of this spindle bullshit. So let's pull up 99 or 100 grain or something like that. Let me show you what grain table sounds like on here. Legit. $100 grain, man. Turn it down to 99 random. I got different things up here. Diamond cutters, put it through it. Hear the movement? Adding a little bit of detune on that. It's glitching because it's on Sysex mode, because I might need to drag and drop something here in a minute. I've been experimenting for a minute. Yeah, man, but this was a quick Easter egg special, man. I had a quick minute out of my day to bring this to my Blofeld bros and sis, because we get the assist from Sysex, and we got this next, which I'm telling you is called Custome Oscillators. Do you see me messing with pause width at all? Pause width means nothing. See that? It means nothing to this. Crazy things could be achieved here very, very fast. Hear the movement? And see, I got some stuff that you gotta blow your Blofeld out. You can give it access virus power, like loudness and shit, because access virus is loud, loud, loud. Here, all right, I'll just break it to y'all. I'll give y'all a crazy ass anomaly. I really tuned this thing to something crazy, and it sounded like bass and liquid flowing at the same time, like literal water flowing. And I was in the zone, you know, I was in the trance, y'all. But I'm gonna tell you, real 100, That the frequencies of that box literally made my nose start gushing. It was insane. I didn't even notice it until I was like, what the fuck? My shit started gushing. I had my eyes closed, I was playing, I was in a trance. That box crazy, man. And you could possibly do that probably with any synthesizer. So my disclaimer to you guys is be careful. And this box can get loud. Best believe it. I remember dude comment on the one thing was like, he's like, man, you could at least told us to turn our stuff down. It blew my speaker system. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that, bro. That's before I really recognized. So my bad as a disclaimer, be very careful. And like I said, the book's coming. We're going to get into other stuff. And see, I'm trying to get into a tuning fork oscillator. That way you don't have to shape it with one. That was just a workaround and an abstract thought of thinking. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. This is the abstract thought. You know I'm still on that. Banking tuning forks. Yeah, I never left, y'all. Don't think because I messed with the virus I left. I didn't. How's this experiment? It's called quality control. This is top box. Get it? We'll be seeing a Pulse 2 soon enough. I'm checking out that quality control. I know it's top notch. Waldorf is the baddest company ever. You know it's basically a giveaway, man. Small, compact, powerful, option rich, feature rich in sound. On that note, because I gotta zoom it in, zoom it out, stupid ass camera. Crowtown, Waldorf Blofeld Quality Control 1. Badass box. We'll get into some oscillators next episode and some other things. I'll catch you on a flip. What up, Teach? We still hacking this box.